Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode. Today we're working on Unit 7, Lessons 1 and 2. Our topic of the day is what's on TV. So I would like you to remember when you're about to watch television, what pops into your mind or what do you think of? What kind of show are you interested to watch? Do you like watching shows about nature or do you like watching talk shows such as shows by Lamis Al-Hadidi, Amr Adib, or even Rami Radwan, or maybe even Asad Yunus? Or do you like to watch movies? Think about what you like to do and let's get started with our objective. We will talk about TV programs, we will read television listings and answer questions. We will carry out an internet search about the first TV program made in Egypt. We will use the present perfect with just, yet, or already. We will talk about what you have done today. Let's get started. Okay, we're going to be answering the first question. We have three answers in the word box, and we're going to ask ourselves which type of program asks people what they know. The first one is done for us, of course, and it is a quiz show. There are many quiz shows that reveals people's information or knowledge. We can think of a show called Man سيربح المليون or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. This is also a quiz show. I'm sure there are many quiz shows around the world that we can watch. And let's go to number 2. Tells you about animals. So which program tells you about animals? And that is, of course, a nature program. You can watch a lot of shows that talk about animals, maybe on National Geographic or any other channel or even any Egyptian channel. Now let's jump to number 3. Tells you interesting information about something, and that is, of course, a documentary. We can watch documentaries to gather information about any topic we like. Let's go on to the next slide. Okay, now we're going to jump to number 2. We're going to ask and answer questions. What are your favorite or least favorite TV programs? If I were to talk about myself, I would say I enjoy TV shows that have things similar to psychology or human behavior. There are many shows that show human behavior in social situations. I find that interesting. Now, what about you? What is your most favorite show and your least favorite show? Think about that and write it down in your notebooks. Now we're going to jump to number 3. We're going to read the television listings and find the names of a quiz, a documentary, and a nature program. So let's start with TV listing A. Tonight's Who Knows More is at Alexandria University, where the competition started last night. The competition is between students studying science and students studying history. The science students are winning at the moment. They've got 20 right answers already. The competition isn't finished yet. Watch tonight's program to see who wins. Now we will move on to TV listing B. Have you started watching schools around the world yet? Every week it's about a school in a different country. We've seen schools in Brazil and China already, but we haven't seen one in Egypt yet. They've just shown a school in Dubai. This was very interesting. Now we will move on to TV listing C. At 9 o'clock, there is a program called Animal World. A university professor from Kenya will tell us why it is so important to look after animals. The program is about a baby elephant. Its parents have just died. It is amazing to see how it is looked after by the other elephants. Now we will move on to the next slide, question 4. Now, number 1 states, when will we be able to watch the final part of the quiz show? I will ask you to kindly go back to the text to reread the TV listings in order to be able to come up with the correct answers. So it is fine to read it twice or even 3 times. It's okay. Let's get started. When will we be able to watch the final part of the quiz show? And that is, of course, we'll be able to watch the final part of the quiz show tonight. So the answer is tonight, but I always encourage you to use complete sentences. Now, question 2. What does schools around the world tell us about? Or in other words, what is the TV show about? It is about schools in different countries. So, schools around the world shows us schools around different countries. Let's go on to question 3. What kind of animal is tonight's nature program about? And that is, tonight's nature program is about elephants. Last but not least, number 4. What is amazing? And that is, of course, it is amazing to see how the baby elephant is looked after by other elephants. Guys, always take your time to check your answers. You can pause the video any moment you need to. Now we're going to jump to the internet search, my favorite part. Now you need to get your mobile phones or tabs or even your laptops to do this quick internet search. When was the first TV program made in Egypt? I would like you to look this up and please write your answers or your research answers in the comments. Let's move on. Now we're jumping to Unit 7, Lesson 2. Which of the following sentences tell about something? So we're going to be matching the questions to the ABC letters. The first one is done for us. Now let's read the options we have at the top of the page. Something that happened at some time before now, and something that happened a short time ago, and something that hasn't happened, but it could happen in the future. So our 3 options are something that happened at some time before now, so something that happened before now, and the other option is something that happened a short time ago, very recently, or something that hasn't happened, but it could happen in the future. So let's read number 1, that's already done for us. They've got 20 right answers already. This is, of course, something that happened at some time before now. So they already did it. It happened before this moment. Now let's read number 2. We've seen schools in Brazil and China already. Okay, so we have keywords here, which is already. Let's see which is the correct answer. Of course, it is also A, something that happened at a time before now. Okay, let's read number 3. We haven't seen one in Egypt yet. Pay attention to the word yet, or the keyword yet. Of course, this shows that something hasn't happened. However, it could happen in the future. So 3C. Let's jump to number 4. They've just shown a school in Dubai. They've just shown a school in Dubai. Pay attention to the keyword just. It helps us guess which point in time this happened. And of course, the answer is B. It happened a short time ago or a short while ago. Now we will jump to number 5. Its parents have just died. Its parents have just died. Of course, this shows that something happened a short time ago, very recently. So 5B. Okay, now we're going to be moving to our grammar box. The present tenses with just, yet, or already. So sometimes we use just, yet, or already. Pay attention to how we use each one. Let's look at the first bullet point. We use the present perfect tense with just to say that something happened a short time ago. Just comes between has or have and the past participle. Let's read it together. Read the example in red. We had a great holiday. We've just arrived home. Here, we have a keyword which is just, which shows us that this event happened a short time ago. Now, let's look at the second usage. We use already to say that something has happened, often earlier than expected. Now, let's jump to the second bullet point. We use already to say something that has happened, often earlier than expected. So if I use already in my sentence, it usually means that something happened earlier than I expected it to happen. Already comes between has or have and the past participle, or at the end of a sentence. Let's read the second example in red. I have already had lunch. Layla has finished her homework already. That means that Layla finished her homework extremely early, or earlier than I expected her to. That means she did a good job, probably, hopefully. Now let's jump to the third bullet point. For our grammar box, we use yet to ask or talk about something which is expected to happen. It is used in yes or no questions and negatives. Let's read the example in red. Have you finished your homework yet? I know that you're doing it now. So if I ask a question such as, have you finished your homework? Or have you eaten your soup? That probably means that I know you're doing it now as we speak, or eating it now as we speak. The second example, I haven't had breakfast yet. Here, this is the negative form. However, it shows that I expect that I will have it later. If I did not have my breakfast, if I haven't had my breakfast, that means I will probably have it later. It is expected that I will complete it or eat it soon. Now let's jump to exercise 2. Complete the sentences with just, yet, or already. So I'm sure by now you know how to use each one. The first one is done for us. Let's read it together. Lamia is only 3, so she can't read or write yet. Okay, so Lamia is young, therefore we know that she cannot write yet. However, she will be able to write in the future when she's older. Let's jump to number 2. I'm not going to watch that program. I've seen it blank. If you have already done something, which word are you going to use? Of course, you will use already. I've seen it already. Let's go to number 3. Hatem has been to Alexandria blank, but he hasn't been to Luxor. Now, let's see which word we can use here in the blank, and it is, of course, already. Hatem has been to Alexandria already, but he hasn't been to Luxor. So Hatem already went to Alexandria and it's done, it's finished. Let's jump to number 4. The bus has blank left. I can see it over there. The bus has blank left. Let's see. And this is, of course, just. The bus has just left. I can see it over there. This means that the bus left a very short while ago. Good job, guys. I'm proud of you. Let's go to the next part. It's 1 o'clock. What have you done today? It's 1 o'clock. I've had 2 English lessons already. I've just had lunch. I haven't had maths yet. So, if I tell you that it's a specific time and I ask you what you have done, you can talk about the things you have finished. So you can say, I have eaten my breakfast, I have watched a movie, I have taken a nap. Good job, guys. I would like you to practice as much as you can. Now, that's a wrap. You did a great job, guys. Let's go to our objectives that we have already completed. Let's wrap it up. We have talked about TV programs, read television listings, and answered questions. We carried out an internet search about the first TV program made in Egypt. We used the present perfect with just, yet, or already. We talked about what you have done today. Thank you, guys. You did a great job today. I'll see you soon. Bye.